Take one photo of your front yard from the street and shrink it to postcard size. 3 problems jump out: where, contrast, or scale. We will fix them in that order, starting with repairs and saving major pruning or replanting for the right season. Some overgrown shrubs can be renewed. Others will never fit without constant shearing. Start at the entry, where the easiest improvement may be removing something. The first detail is tired porch pots. A porch can be clean and still feel neglected when the containers look as though they were assembled over several unrelated seasons. One plant is thriving, another has gone bare at the base. An empty pot has been pushed behind the chair. A small container was added to fill a gap, and now 5 little objects are asking for attention at once. Clear the area before you shop for anything. Take every pot off the landing, clean the surface, and bring back only the containers that still earn the space. Remove dead plants. Trim damaged or spent growth when that is appropriate for the plant. Wash soil streaks from the outside of the pots. Turn the best side toward the approach. Then look at the group from several steps away. A wide front door can make one undersized pot look temporary. 3 small pots spread across a porch can feel scattered. The same pots placed together may read as one intentional group. Leave the door easy to open and the walking area clear. This is an entry, not a garden center display. Replacement makes sense when a pot is cracked, unstable, too small for the root system, or impossible to water well. Even then, a perfectly matched set is unnecessary. Repeating one general material or shape is usually enough to make different containers feel related. The planting also has to match the porch. A covered north-facing entry and an exposed west-facing step are different growing sites. Afternoon sun can heat a container quickly, and outdoor pots dry faster than beds in the ground. When the same display falls apart every July, the plant choice, pot size, and watering demand deserve more attention than the color of the container. A tired pot does not always need a complete replant. If most of the display is healthy, remove the one plant that failed and let the stronger plants fill the space. Move a heat-stressed container out of the harshest afternoon exposure when the porch layout allows it. A pot that is packed solid with roots dries again a few hours after watering, or tips whenever the wind picks up, has a more basic size problem. Also notice the saucers, stands, and empty bags that collect around the pots. Those small support pieces often become more visible than the planting. Keep what protects the porch or helps with watering, and store the rest. Fixing the group may be enough. If the entry still feels tired after that, you know the problem is condition, not clutter. The second condition problem is farther from the door, but often closer to the street. A leaning or faded mailbox can make the whole front approach feel less cared for. Start with the parts you can see from the road. Clean the box. Tighten loose hardware. Remove rust where the material allows it. Cut back growth that blocks the door or hides the address. If the support can be safely straightened and stabilized without digging a new hole, that may solve most of the problem. Keep the base simple. A mailbox bed is a difficult little planting area because it may face road salt, reflected heat, dry soil, mower traffic, and occasional snow piles. A clean ring of mulch, gravel, or bare maintained ground can look better than a collection of plants that struggle there every year. If plants are already growing well, edit around them instead of starting over. Remove the volunteer weeds and weak seedlings, expose a clean boundary, and check whether the planting hides the post from one direction. The mailbox should still read as one clear object from the road. Avoid thorny plants and stems that reach into the carrier's working space. The box needs to open fully, and the approach needs to remain clear. A curbside mailbox also has placement rules. National Postal Guidance generally places the mail entry point about 41 to 45 inches above the road surface, with the door about 6 to 8 inches behind the curb or road edge. Road conditions vary, so contact the local post office before moving or replacing the box or support. And before a new post goes into the ground, contact 811 and follow the instructions for your state. A mailbox hole is still excavation, and utility lines can be shallower than people expect. Replace the box or post when it no longer closes, the support is rotted, or the structure cannot be made stable. Keep the new version easy to see and easy to use. The mailbox does not need a theme. It needs to look sound, upright, and connected to the property around it. Those first two details are about condition. The next three are about contrast. Materials that have started taking more attention than the planting. Mulch is the first one. A strong mulch color can turn the foundation bed into a stripe across the front of the house. Bright red, orange, or very black material may be the first thing the eye finds, especially when the plants are small or widely spaced. Before changing the color, check the depth. Repeated top dressing can build a thick layer while the lower material is still there. Rake the surface and see what you actually have. Move mulch away from trunks, woody stems, and perennial crowns. Break up matted areas and remove excess material instead of adding another bag. For many trees and shrubs, extension guidance commonly lands around 2 to 3 inches of mulch, spread evenly and kept several inches away from the trunk or main stems. The material should protect the soil. It should not bury the base of the plant. Now step back. Once the layer is even and the plant bases are visible, the color may feel much quieter. Healthy foliage also hides more of the surface as the season progresses. Fresh material can be misleading because the color changes faster than the bed does. A newly opened bag may look much stronger than it will after several weeks of sun and rain. Judge the bed after the surface has settled, not while one section is brand new and another is weathered. When a material change is still needed, use the normal refresh cycle. Let the existing mulch do its job, then choose a quieter material that fits the site. Shredded wood, bark, pine straw, leaves, compost, and mineral mulches behave differently across climates. A universal best choice does not exist. The bed also has to drain. Mulch can reduce evaporation, but it cannot repair a low spot that stays saturated or a downspout that empties into the planting. When the soil remains wet for days, solve the water source before covering the surface again. The useful test is simple. Do you notice the plants first or the ground covering first? Mulch should support the bed without becoming its headline. The next contrast problem is the bed edge. Plastic edging, scalloped blocks, metal strips, and cut soil edges can all work. They begin to age the view when the line lifts, breaks, disappears, and reappears around the same bed. Repair a sound edge before replacing it. Reset the loose section. Clear away soil that has pushed it out of position. Replace a broken connector. Trim the grass so you can see whether the line itself is actually bad. A physical edge is often useful where loose stone meets lawn, or where a homeowner needs a durable boundary. A cut soil edge can look clean, but it needs periodic recutting. Choose the system you can realistically maintain. Pay attention to height. An edge that rises into the mower path becomes a nuisance even when it still looks acceptable from the road. A low profile is easier to live with and usually attracts less attention. The shape matters more than the material. From the street, a few broad, calm lines usually look stronger than a series of small waves. If the edge has failed across most of the bed, mark a simpler line and confirm that the mower can follow it before installing anything new. Do not widen the project into a full walkway makeover. A crooked path, a sunken paver, or a weak landing is a separate job. This section is only about restoring one clear boundary between lawn and planting. Keep this correction focused on the border. The walkway and the rest of the entry can wait for their own project. Here, the goal is only to stop the bedline from looking accidental. The last contrast problem is old landscape stone, including lava rock. Stone is difficult because it lasts. The original shrubs may be gone, the bed may have changed shape, and the same rock is still there collecting soil, leaves, and weeds. Full removal is rarely the best first move. Clean the part people see, pull weeds, remove loose debris, sweep scattered rock out of the lawn and off the pavement. Repair the boundary so the stone stays where it belongs. Then look at how much bare surface is showing. A bed with a few well-placed, site-appropriate plants may need less exposed stone without requiring a truckload to be hauled away. Work on the most visible section first, instead of turning the entire front yard into one large removal job. Old fabric beneath the rock can complicate the decision. Dust and organic debris collect above it, and weeds eventually root into that upper layer. Pulling one weed may lift a wide piece of fabric and scatter the stone. When the system has reached that point, a phased removal is often easier than trying to restore it as though it were new. Rock is also more complicated than the usual blanket advice suggests. Small gravel can be useful in dry landscapes and around plants adapted to sharp drainage. In some wildfire-prone areas, local guidance favors non-combustible gravel or hardscape close to the house. Larger stone may function more as decoration than mulch, and rock surfaces can transfer more heat than wood chips. Tender plants may struggle in that reflected heat, so the material has to be judged by its job. Stone that supports a dry climate planting or a local fire safety plan may be exactly where it belongs. A nearly empty sheet of red lava rock that controls the whole view is a different situation. If the rock still serves the site, clean it and reduce the visual dominance. If it no longer serves the site, remove it in sections and dispose of or reuse it only where stone is genuinely appropriate. Do not bury it under a thin layer of soil. That leaves the next planting with a shallow, difficult root zone. A small test area can save a lot of work. Convert one front corner, live with the new surface through rain and heat, and see how the maintenance changes. That answer is more useful than removing several tons of material because one photograph made the color look old. If practical yard advice is more useful to you than another shopping list, subscribe. The goal here is to help you know when a repair is enough and when the layout itself needs to change. That brings us to scale, where cosmetic cleanup stops working. The first scale problem is an overgrown foundation shrub. A shrub that covers window trim or crowds the porch can make the front of the house feel heavy. It may also narrow access and create a pruning job that comes back every season. This is where a fast weekend haircut can cause lasting damage. Identify the shrub before making structural cuts. The correct method depends on how the plant grows, when it flowers, and whether it can produce new growth from older wood. Some multi-stemmed deciduous shrubs can be renewed gradually by removing selected older stems near the base during the proper pruning season. Spring flowering shrubs may already be carrying future flower buds, so heavy pruning can remove the next display. Many needle-bearing evergreens, especially overgrown junipers and arborvitae, do not reliably fill back in after cuts expose leafless interior wood. Repeated shearing creates another problem. The outside stays green while the interior becomes shaded and bare. Cutting through that shell can expose large brown areas that do not close quickly or at all. That is why an overgrown hedge cannot always be made young again with one hard pass of the trimmer. For a July release, the safest instruction is a narrow one. Remove clearly dead, broken, or hazardous growth when you can identify it confidently. Light shaping may be appropriate for some shrubs in midsummer, but structural thinning, rejuvenation, and major size reduction should wait until you have identified the plant and check the correct timing for that species and your region. While you wait, do the diagnosis. Take clear photos of the leaves, stems, flowers, or fruit, and the whole plant. A local extension office, reputable nursery, or reliable plant database may help with identification. A common name alone may not be enough because different species and cultivars can respond differently. Stand where the shrub is seen from the street and mark the part of the house that needs to remain visible. Then check the plant's mature height and width. The question is whether the shrub can keep a natural shape inside the available space. A healthy shrub may respond well to selective pruning and look balanced again. Another may be genetically too large for the location. If a plant naturally wants to grow well above the window, holding it below the sill creates a permanent trimming schedule. That is the dividing line between pruning and replacement. Prune when the plant can recover, keep a natural outline, and remain useful in the space. Plan a replacement when the required size would leave bare wood, the shrub quickly blocks the same view again, or the maintenance has become unreasonable. July can still be productive. Measure the space, record the hours of direct sun. Check how quickly the soil dries after rain. Note whether the roof overhang keeps the bed dry. Look for vents, utility meters, hose connections, and access points that the new plant must leave clear. Those observations will improve the replacement decision later. Avoid rushing a new shrub into hot, dry weather unless you can support it through establishment and local guidance says the timing is suitable. In many regions, planting now and planting during a calmer local window is the easier route. The replacement lesson in this video is intentionally short. Choose by mature size and site conditions, not by how small the nursery pot looks. The exact plant list belongs to your region, exposure, soil, and available space. Once the oversized growth is under control, the last detail becomes easier to see. A flat, one-row foundation bed can leave the house looking as though the landscaping stopped after the first installation. The classic version is a narrow strip of mulch with one row of shrubs pressed along the wall and lawn immediately in front. The plants may be healthy and neatly trimmed. The problem is the lack of depth. From the street, everything merges into one band at the bottom of the house. Start with one focal area. A section near the porch or beneath a wider stretch of wall is enough to test the idea. The bed may need a little more depth so the existing shrubs have breathing room and a lower foreground can sit in front without crowding the lawn. The extra depth can come from bed shape, plant height, or both. A modest curve that projects forward in one useful place may do more than widening the entire foundation strip. In a tight yard, the solution may be keeping the bed narrow and reducing the height of the front material, so the lawn does not appear to run straight into the shrub trunks. That foreground does not require a complicated plant collection. It may be a low planting suited to the light and moisture, or it may be a clean, open edge that gives the shrubs more space. The goal is a visible change in depth, not a busier bed. Measure before digging. A 2-foot deep idea on paper can disappear quickly once mature plant spread and maintenance access are included. Keep the new line away from the walkway and leave enough room to reach the house. Watch the roof line during a normal rain. An overhang may leave the soil beside the wall much drier than the lawn only a few feet away. Downspouts can create the opposite problem. A deeper bed should not direct water toward the house or place moisture-loving plants in a permanent rain shadow. Contact 811 before widening the bed or planting shrubs and perennials. Utility markings belong at the beginning of the project, even when the area looks like ordinary lawn. July is often better for planning this change than forcing it. Mark a modest test line with temporary flags and view it from the street before installing edging or buying plants. Watch the area after rain. Notice the afternoon sun. Make sure the shape is easy to mow around. Then wait for a suitable planting window if the weather is hot and dry. The calendar matters less than giving new roots a fair start in your region. A deeper foundation bed can reduce the hard line between house and lawn, but wider is not automatically better. Every extra square foot becomes soil to cover and maintain. Expand only where the added depth solves a visible problem. Now return to the photo from the beginning. Sort what you see into the same 3 categories. Condition is the worn pot, leaning mailbox, dead growth, or broken edge. Contrast is the mulch, stone, or border material pulling the eye away from the plants and the house. Scale is the shrub that has outgrown its space, or the planting bed that is too thin to create any depth. Start with condition because it is usually the fastest and least expensive. Then quiet the strongest contrast. Leave the scale changes for last, after you have measured and checked the right season for the work. Take the photo again from the same place. Compare the first thing your eye finds in each image. A good correction usually makes the house and planting read together instead of letting one broken line or loud surface take over. The goal is not to make an older home pretend to be new. A mature house can look settled, distinctive, and well cared for. You are simply removing the few details that interrupt that impression. In the comments, tell me which category showed up first in your photo: condition, contrast, or scale. That answer will tell you where to begin.